You're watching Friends at 5.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for Friends at 5 on this Wednesday. I'm Darcy Strickland.
And I'm Andrea Mock. Columbia firefighters say that there has been a possible chemical leak at the USC Engineering building. Just after about 1 o'clock this afternoon, firefighters responded to the 300 block of South Main Street in Columbia. They are still on the scene.
That's where we find News 19's Stephen Dial. Stephen, at this hour, have there been any developments or changes?
The only update, ladies, is according to the Columbia Fire Department, it is undetermined what the chemical release was. Now, behind me, you don't really see a very active scene, but there is a hazmat crew and USC officials going through the building, checking every valve to see if there was any leak or broken pipes or anything in the building. Now, the Columbia Fire Department was on the scene for about 3 hours, checking. The initial hazmat scan read positive, saying that there was some type of leak, some type of chemical presence somewhere in the hallways of the building. Now, time I got out here, a lot of the students and firefighters, we all, noticed a strong odor, which the Columbia Fire Department said was a chlorine odor. Now, after the initial scan, several hazmat crews took 20-minute intervals going in and out of the building. After the initial scan, every scan after that from the hazmat crews came back negative, saying that they could not find a chemical. But like I said, at this time, USC officials and another hazmat crew with the Columbia Fire Department is still inside the building checking valves to make sure that there aren't any leaks. And basically, according to the fire department, everyone is safe. This is right next to a dormitory and another USC building. So right now the scene is clear and everyone is safe, ladies.
But Stephen, when you did arrive, you did smell it yourself.
Yeah, I did smell it myself. Time I got out the car, and Brick Lewis said it was a chlorine odor, and that's what students and other teachers, that's what prompted the call, saying, hey, there's something in the air that's going wrong inside of the engineering building.
All right, Stephen Dial, downtown Columbia. Hopefully they'll have a solution and a resolution to this issue very soon. Stephen, thank you.
Meanwhile, continuing on with USC now, a number of USC students are sounding off about a crime alert issued after a sexual assault happened on campus. Police say a sexual assault happened in the 1400 block of Blossom Street in the early morning hours on Tuesday. Students, though, didn't receive a Carolina crime alert until late Tuesday night, some 20 hours later. A USC spokesman says USC police officers are responsible for sending out those alerts and deciding when and when not to send them. That spokesman went on to say, in this case, USC police sent out the alert as soon as they felt they had enough information to accurately inform the students. And 2 people have been indicted in connection with a data breach at South Carolina's Department of Health and Human Services. A grand jury indicted Christopher Likes Jr. on 4 counts of willful examination of private records by a public employee. Likes and Tasha Latimer Addison face a single count of criminal conspiracy. Likes faces up to 25 years in prison if he's convicted. Authorities say that he compiled more than 220,000 Medicaid patients' personal information on a spreadsheet and sent it to his private email. Latimer Addison, meanwhile, is accused of helping Likes, and she faces 5 years in jail.
A new report says a problem with an improperly wired battery was behind the troubles for a Japanese Boeing Dreamliner. There's word that Boeing will propose a plan to temporarily fix problems with the 787 Dreamliner's batteries that have kept the planes on the ground for more than a month. The 787 fleet has been grounded since January 16th after a battery caught fire on a plane parked in Boston, and a smoking battery led to an emergency landing by another plane in Japan.
And a dryer sparked a fire at Alcorn Middle School in Columbia overnight. We're told the fire caused $60,000 in damage there, but because the fire was only confined to one room, school went on as usual today. And coming up tonight at 7, firefighters from around the country are training in Columbia today. They're practicing fighting house fires, so you can see some of that training when you join us coming up tonight for News 19 at 7.
Now, your True View forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jim Gandy.
As we were expecting today, we started out with sunshine. It turned out to be a beautiful day, but we were also expecting clouds, and they have begun to move into the area. Now, it looks like rain back here in the Atlanta area, and there are reporting some sprinkles, but a lot of this is evaporating before it reaches the ground. the clouds will be coming through our area tonight. Now, it did warm up after a chilly start. Currently, we're at 57 degrees here in Columbia, 58 in Sumter and Orangeburg, 56 degrees in Greenwood, and 53 up in Rock Hill. And for tonight, well, we're going to be seeing those clouds early, then it'll clear out to low of 31. Tomorrow, sunshine, 61 degrees. But tomorrow night, we'll see the clouds coming in, then some rain possibly after midnight, and a low temperature of 44 degrees. But right now, with this nice weather, let's go outside and take a look at the traffic around the area. We start with our overview of Columbia. And today, because of the nice weather, the interstate system seems to be in pretty good shape right now. On the northwest side of town, it is a little slow right now. Once you get through West Columbia on the Lexington Highway, it slows down before you get to I-26, and then again it slows down after I-20. Out 126 to I-26, a little bit of a slowdown just past Malfunction Junction, but it's not bad today. Here on the southeast side of town, things moving very smoothly out the Sumter Highway. And on the northeast side of town, out 77 to Blythewood, and also I-20 out to Clemson Road in good shape. In fact, our computer is indicating that from downtown to Blythewood will take you about 22 minutes. From downtown to the village of Sandhill, about 33 minutes. I'll have a look at the 7-day forecast coming up in just a moment.
Jim, thank you. It is 6 minutes after 5 o'clock. Search crews have found a body in the rubble of a Kansas City restaurant destroyed by an explosion. Authorities did not say whether the person was a man or a woman. Rescuers have been looking for a woman who worked at JJ's restaurant and was reported missing after the evening blast. 15 people were injured in that fire. 6 are still hospitalized. The explosion is believed to have been started by